Coming up on DC News Now, clouds and the sun this afternoon, but could that change? Meteorologist Damon Matson has your full forecast. Then new developments in President Trump's tariffs impacting your electronics. Get the latest in the global trade war. A wrongfully deported Maryland man is still behind bars in El Salvador. Hear from the community demanding answers. Tomorrow's the tax filing deadline, and we have helpful tips to help you save money. And thousands gathering to commemorate the freedom of enslaved people in D.C. Get a look at the Emancipation Day Parade. Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Skies are looking calm this afternoon. Those clouds are starting to break up, and meteorologist Damon Matson joined us with the latest check on the forecast. I tell you what, Damon, we could all use a little sunshine to start off the week.
I don't disagree with that at all, Mark. The sun is nice to see here, warming us up too as we get into this Monday afternoon. But don't let your guard down, folks, because as we move forward late in the day today, Mother Nature going to try to throw a quick jab at us with some showers and storms. But here's that view right now. Again, we saw plenty of clouds this morning as that sun came up, pretty gray across most of the DMV, but now we're starting to see things clear out pretty nicely indeed. So looking up as we go into the early afternoon, but there are still clouds back off to the west across the mountains, and that is the far west extension of a storm system that's up over the Great Lakes, has a cold front dragging down across portions of Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and there's not a lot happening along this front right now. But as we head late in the afternoon going into the evening, showers and storms are expected to fire up in a warm environment ahead of that cold front, and those storms, they will track right to the east into the DMV later on today. Here's that severe outlook that was expanded a bit earlier this morning, also into last night, and now we do have all locations pretty much in the DMV west of I-95 here in the level 2 out of 5 risk in the yellow. We've seen this a couple times already this spring, and it's reason to just pay attention as we move into the late afternoon, mostly the evening time. However, as you check it out here, things do stay relatively quiet all the way up until 6, 7 o'clock. But right about 7, 8 o'clock, when that sun starts to set, we'll start to see some of these storms emerging over the mountains, rolling into parts of the DMV. So one of the big questions out there today is where exactly will these storms set up? What kind of punch could they pack as we head into the overnight hours, and how long do they stick around as well before we start to see things clearing back out again? We'll have most of those answers, all of those answers, coming up for you here in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. President Trump hosting Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, at the White House. This is a live look at the meeting. They're discussing the U.S. administration's mass deportation operation. This as a rally continues to grow, calling to bring a man wrongfully deported to El Salvador back home to the DMV. People gathered outside the White House this morning in support of Kilmar Abrego Garcia of Prince George's County. That rally happening as both President Trump and President Bukele continue to meet at the White House. DC News Now's Randy Bass is just steps away from the Lafayette Square Park, tracking new developments. Randy, what's the latest?
Yes, this morning, dozens of people showed up here to rally in support of Kilmar Abrego Garcia and his safe return home. Right now, his case is caught up in the courts. That rally has since cleared out quite a bit, but showing video now of what that really looked like this morning when that rally really got going. Dozens of people were here, people from the faith community, faith leaders from across the DMV here today, his family members, along with several elected officials, all rallying in support of his safe return as his case is caught up in the courts and his fate hangs in the balance. Today marks 1 week since the passing of a midnight deadline to bring him home. That deadline was set by a judge in Greenbelt. The deadline was paused and later unanimously upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court. The Trump administration now being asked to provide daily updates on how they are facilitating his return. The White House still maintaining allegations, though, about Abrego Garcia having ties to the MS-13 gang. But people here at today's rally and vigil doubled down on their concerns for Kilmar and the justice system.
This is one of the greatest perversions of justice any of us have ever seen.
Now, both President Trump and President Bukele are inside the White House right now. That meeting is underway. We are tracking developments and new details coming out of that meeting. We'll see you again here live on DC News Now at 4. Outside Lafayette Square Park, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. In Virginia, the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly shooting over the weekend. It happened Saturday night on Hillmont Terrace in the Broadlands. Investigators found a teenage boy shot in a car near a shopping center. He later died. Deputies have not released the boy's name. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Department. In Maryland, a Prince George's County police officer has been suspended from the department after being involved in a bar fight. This happening Saturday afternoon in Northwest D.C. at a bar near DuPont Circle. According to the police report, Lieutenant Jerry Ingram punched an employee in the face who was trying to break up a fight. Ingram, who has been with the department for over a decade, is now being charged with second-degree assault. It's unclear how long his suspension from the department will last. Well, Potomac family is without a home after a fire broke out in their garage yesterday morning. Crews responded to the fire on Piney Meeting House Court near River Road. Officials say that everyone got out okay. We're told that the fire was accidental and started from a wall outlet charging an electric vehicle in the garage. They estimate the damage that cost about $80,000. Well, neighbors in a small Virginia town are petitioning to recall several town leaders after they voted to get rid of the police department. Percival Town Council announced their decision last week. The move is expected to save the town at least $3 million a year. The mayor is also among those who want the police department gone and replaced by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department. One council member says that he does not agree with the decision.
Residents are furious, and rightfully so. Any officers who leave to get other jobs because they have to feed their families and put food on the table, it's going to take a long time to bring those staffing numbers back up to where they are currently.
The final vote on the future of the police department is expected to happen next Tuesday. Pope Francis is with a clear bounce back from his major health scares, shaking hands in the crowd at St. Peter's Square on Palm Sunday, wishing more than 20,000 people a happy Palm Sunday and a happy Holy Week. It was another reassuring sign of his recovery after a life-threatening battle with double pneumonia. Well, the White House releasing President Trump's physical exam results. The president's doctors say that he's fully fit to serve as commander-in-chief. The exam revealing that the president lost 20 pounds since his last checkup. Now, his doctor says that the president's active lifestyle is helping his well-being. The Trump administration is saying that a new semiconductor tariff will be coming in a month or two. This is coming after an exception was made for tariffs on electronic goods. That exception also including smartphones, laptops, and certain computer chips. The president saying that China will face a 20% tariff due to their alleged role in trafficking fentanyl to the U.S. He's also hoping this brings manufacturing back to America. And don't miss the full breakdown of the latest on the tariffs negotiations. Our correspondent on the Hill will have an update in the next 15 minutes. ID is less than a month away. Everyone will need one for domestic flights and to access certain federal buildings. People who don't have one could face delays and additional screenings. The requirement was passed by Congress in 2005 in response to the September 11th attacks. You must have one by May 7th. Well, tomorrow's tax day, and for those who have not filed and you're looking to save some money, we have some tips to help you out. The IRS has a number of options to help last-minute filers, and your tax situation is pretty straightforward. Our Candace Cole has everything you need to know to stay on the IRS's good side.
Well, if you haven't already filed, you still have today to get everything done. And the best part is you may be able to still do it for free. Now, the IRS has a number of options to help last-minute filers if your tax situation is pretty straightforward. People living in 25 states, including Maryland for our area, can use IRS Direct File to file your taxes for free. You can also go to IRS Free File to take care of your federal taxes and to get a 6-month extension if you need it. But keep in mind, if you think you owe the IRS, you'll still need to make your payment by Tuesday to avoid getting hit with interest and penalties. The main thing is to make sure you have all of your paperwork together, like your W-2s and 1099s. You'll also want to figure out if you need to itemize any deductions like work expenses or charitable donations. For those, you'll want to gather any applicable receipts. And if you have a mortgage, don't forget Form 1098 to deduct the interest you paid over the year. Now, the most important thing is to make sure your filing is as accurate as possible. Even minor mistakes can be costly and potentially hold up your refund.
Our thanks to Candace Cole. And in the spirit of tax season, Fairfax County volunteers from ARP and the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program are offering help to file. Now, these sessions are spread throughout the county, and dates and hours vary. Visit Fairfax County's website for more information. And check this out, lovers of the mega hit Broadway musical Hamilton. Well, they're in for a treat. Leslie Odom Jr., one of the original cast members, is coming back to the role of Aaron Burr, and you can see him at the Richard Rodgers Theater in New York from September 9th to November 23rd. Tickets are selling fast online. According to the Hamilton website, Leslie Odom Jr. will not perform on September 18th.